As of December 2025, the economic indicators for 2026 Germany are grim. Energy-intensive sectors, chemicals, steel, glass, have cut production by nearly 20% compared to 2021 levels. Companies like BASF and Volkswagen are shifting investment to the US and China, where energy and labor are cheaper. The GDP prediction. After a stagnant 2024 and 2025, most models for 2026 predict a contraction of 0.5 to 1.5%. While meltdown, a sudden 10 to 15% drop, is unlikely due to Germany's remaining cash reserves, we are seeing a permanent loss of potential, a slow-motion derailment. The financial liability to the EU. This is where the demise of the EU theory gains the most traction. The paymaster is broke. Germany provides roughly 25% of the EU's net budget. If Germany's GDP shrinks and its tax revenue falls, it can no longer subsidize the servitude of the southern and eastern states. The debt brake, or Schuldenbremse. Germany's own constitutional laws prevents it from borrowing more money to fix the gap. In late 2025, this has led to a civil war within the German government, as the organized few try to bypass the debt brake to fund both the green transition and the Ukraine loan. The masses in Germany are feeling the tax burden servitude. For the first time since the 1940s, a generation of Germans expects to be poorer than their parents. When Germans see their government cutting local subsidies for farmers while authorizing $90 billion loans for a state they perceived as infested with golden toilets, the social contract snaps. We are not seeing a potential meltdown, we are seeing the active dismantling of the German industrial heartland. If Germany falls into a permanent recession, the EU's redistribution model dies. Without German money, the organized few in Brussels have no carrot to offer, leaving them only with the stick of regulations, which the sovereign nations are now openly defying. Germany is no longer the powerhouse, it is the sick man of Europe again, but this time, the hospital, the EU, is also bankrupt. In late December 2025, the political climate in Germany has reached a fever pitch. With the federal election scheduled for September 2026, the energy question has become the single most important factor that will determine if the German powerhouse can be salvaged or if the demise many have predicted will become irreversible. Here is the current status of the strategic shifts being discussed in Berlin as of today, December 29, 2025. The nuclear renaissance versus the law. The debate over reopening the nuclear plants, the Isar 2, Emsland, and Neckar-Westheim 2, has shifted from impossible to a central campaign pillar for the opposition. The CDU-CSU position, Friedrich Merz, the current chancellor, has officially pledged that if he becomes chancellor in 2026, he will seek to reactivate what can be reactivated. However, experts warn that after 3 years of being offline, the technical and legal hurdles and the lack of specialized staff make a quick restart unlikely before 2027. The AfD-BSW pressure. Both the AfD and Sarah Wagenknecht's BSW are demanding an immediate return to nuclear and coal, framing the Green Party's energy transition as a criminal act of economic sabotage against the German worker. The secret energy deal with Russia. Perhaps the most controversial storm cloud is the quiet discussion regarding the Nord Stream pipelines and the resumption of gas flows. The industrial revolt, leaders of the Mittelstand, Germany's small to medium manufacturing core, are openly lobbying for a pragmatic energy deal with Moscow once the 2026 peace framework is signed. They argue that without gas at 30 euros per megawatt hour, German industry cannot compete with the US or China. The political divide. While the current government refuses to discuss it, the 2026 election projections suggest that any coalition excluding the Greens will likely move toward energy normalization with Russia as a matter of national survival. Will Russia sell energy to Germany again? This is the billion-euro question. The assumption in the West was that Russia needs to sell to Europe. In late 2025, that assumption has been proven false. 1. The pivot to the east is complete. By late 2025, Russia has successfully diverted the majority of its gas and oil to China, India, and the global south through the Power of Siberia 2 and increased LNG capacity. The Kremlin stance, Putin and the Gazprom leadership, have stated that the era of cheap energy for unfriendly nations is over. 2. The price of normalization. Russia will likely agree to sell to Germany again, but the price will never be cheap. The €20 per MWH days are gone, and it will come with humiliating political conditions. The friendship premium. Russia will likely demand a long-term, 20-year contract that forces Germany to ignore EU Third Energy Package rules, effectively forcing Germany to choose between Russian heat and EU law.